Hello, movie lovers! Bob for Bob's movie review here, and so I'm bringing my new Blu-ray and DVD shopping guide for Tuesday, December 1st, 2020. Hope you guys do enjoy the video, where you can find affiliate links to purchase these movies in the description below, and using these links does help support the channel. A day late again this week, guys. Sorry. All I can say is things are super busy, just because the holidays and everything. And I'd probably be alright if it hadn't been for Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies. I will be talking about those in this video. And if you guys missed it, I did mention the other day on my community tab that my computer kind of died, or my hard drive died. And I kind of lost like all my previous art I had created for my channel and social media, and lots of unedited videos, and every edited video and artwork that I had. And it's kind of a little depressing. In a way it does feel kind of good though. I got a clean slate to start over now, and just kind of keep moving forward. I have been kind of messing around with that though. I basically just unhooked all my hard drives now, and I'm just running my SSD. But I am going to build a new PC. I'm kind of working on that now. Unfortunately, December is not the greatest time to be putting down a lot of money on a PC. So I'm just kind of starting off slow. I got the motherboard ordered, but I don't think it's going to be in stock for a little bit. And I ordered 2 hard drives because this time I am going to run a backup hard drive. And I was talking to my dad, and he's like, why don't you just buy a new hard drive every year? It's such a good idea. Just every year, replace the hard drives, and then you don't have to worry so much about them crashing. It's not a huge expense. What typically happens to me is I'll have a hard drive die, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta get a new hard drive, and then I just kind of keep forgetting about it, and I never get it. But if you just plan every year to buy a new one, and you just clone that one, and every year get a new one, I think that's a good plan. And so I'm going to be using a lot of parts from my old PC, just because I don't want to get into the exact details right now, but I'm going to be building hopefully a pretty beastly PC. Last time I did it, I built a pretty good one, but it's been about 6 or 7 years, so I'm long overdue. I've already replaced the CPU cooler, the power supply, the disk drive, multiple hard drives. I think it's just time to do a whole new build. It'll be fun. I definitely like doing it. It's something I'm not passionate about, but it's definitely, I used to be a lot more into computers. But let's get into the guide, guys. This week we have Top Gun releasing on a 4K Steelbook. I believe this was supposed to release earlier in the year, and for whatever reason it did get delayed. But it will include 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target $24.99, Walmart $29.98. Paramount Home Entertainment just sent me over a copy of Top Gun on 4K Steelbook for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you like, check that out. Just search for Top Gun on my channel. Now, I have reviewed this, in fact, earlier this year, so I'm not going to get too much into the movie. I mean, you guys have to have seen it, right? Tom Cruise is a hotshot fighter pilot in the Navy, and he goes to this Top Gun Academy. It's like for the best of the best pilots, and he bumps heads with everyone there, and he meets a girl, and he falls in love, and he's got to prove himself as the best pilot. It's a fun story. There's a little bit of sadness in there, but it's a fun story. I love the soundtrack, the music they put along with this. Tom Cruise is great in it. It's a fun movie for sure. I wasn't a huge fan of the 4K transfer on this, but it's a nice steelbook for sure on this version. It's a little kind of, I don't know, like cartoony, I guess is what they were going for, but I do definitely like the artwork and the overall steelbook. I did give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. Like, if you guys have never seen it, you have to see it. You have to. Next up, Blade is releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, and Walmart $24.99, Target $37.49. Best Buy will have an exclusive steelbook, which will include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $29.99. Now, Warner Brothers sent me over a copy of Blade for review. Now, I just got this in yesterday. I haven't even opened it yet, so I will have to review this one next week. Now, before I start talking about The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, I just want to reiterate the fact that I'm not really into super long movies. I'm not really a fan of fantasy movies. And 3 of these I had seen previously. One of them I had seen twice, I think, or maybe not. I had seen 3 of them, not any particular 3. The first 2, Lord of the Rings, and the first Hobbit, I believe, were the ones I had seen. So the other 3 were first-time watches for me, and I did kind of have to marathon these to get through them all. I mean, it's close to 20 hours or 19 hours to watch all of them. So I just want to get that information out of the way. So the Hobbit trilogy will be releasing on a 4K and digital copy combo pack. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, $89.99. And Best Buy will have an exclusive 4K Steelbook, which will include 4K and digital for $119.99. Now, Warner Brothers did send me over the Hobbit trilogy for review. And, you know, I had only seen, I believe, the first Hobbit. So the other two were first-time watches for me. And, you know, I think my biggest thing about these movies is they're so long. When I first watched The Hobbit, I wasn't super into it. But watching all three, you know, it is a good story, very likable characters, very well acted, amazing visuals. This 4K, are these the three greatest 4K movies? I don't know. Are these the three greatest 4K movies I've seen? Definitely. The picture quality on these things is amazing. It is so good, like in every way. The color, the clarity, the detail. I mean, it blew me away. These, like I say, these are probably the three best 4Ks I've ever seen. Now, to me, like I said, the story is fun. It's a little long for sure. I definitely think they should have shortened it up or made a fourth movie, you know, just to break it up some. Because even though I was interested in the stories, I definitely found myself halfway through just kind of, you know, zoning out a little bit. It's just like, how much is left in this movie? And a lot of the same stuff keeps going on. So basically, it's about these dwarves who are trying to get back their castle and their land that was taken by a dragon, because they had too much gold, and dragons really want gold, and so he kind of took over the castle. And then along the way, there's lots of battles. Like, they keep running into people who want to take them captive or kill them, and they have to get out of all these situations. And, you know, like I say, overall, it's interesting, but just too long for me. But I did give it a 3.5 out of 5. Like, I think they're three fun movies. Take a half hour off of each of them, and yet it had me sold a lot better on this set. Next up is the Lord of the Rings 4K trilogy, which will include 4K and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all $89.99. And Best Buy will have an exclusive Steelbook, which will include 4K and digital for $119.99. Now, Warner Brothers did send me over the Lord of the Rings trilogy on 4K. I did post an unboxing of this. If you like, check that out. Just search for the Lord of the Rings on my channel. Now, this one I had seen 1 and 2, but I hadn't seen 2 since it was in theaters. So I didn't really remember any of that because this was a really long time ago. So these movies are even longer than the Hobbit movies. While the Hobbit movies clocked in at just shy of 3 hours, these were all 3 hours, except for the third one, which is like 3 hours and 20 minutes. So this is the story of a group of people who are taking the ring to this fire to throw it in to destroy it because evil wants to get it, and it can cause nothing but evil, and they just need to get rid of the ring, and there's only this one place they can destroy it. And they take a really, really long time to walk there, but then along the way they break up, and a lot of the people are more involved with battles, and just a few people go on to destroy the ring. Now, I didn't realize this before, but this movie is more about the battle for Middle-earth and kind of darkness trying to take over Middle-earth and kind of kill everybody, and less about the travel. Like, if you watch it, it seems like there's the whole sections of the movie that's just more about the battle, and you're like, I thought this was about taking a ring, you know? So I never really realized that. These movies, if I'd watched these three before The Hobbit, I probably would have said these were like the three best 4K movies I've seen. But there's a huge difference between The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit in overall quality. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily like the transfer, but just advancements in technology, better CGI, and better production overall put into The Hobbit to make it look better. I mean, the foregrounds on this and the characters all look, you know, really good, like a really good picture quality. But a lot of the backgrounds and the imagery and the shrubbery and the trees and just overall, you don't have the level of detail in this one that you do on The Hobbit. But it is a really great picture quality for sure. I definitely did not enjoy this set as much as The Hobbit. I give this one a 3 out of 5. Just to me, the movies are too long, and you just kind of zone out there, and you're like, all right, what's going on now? You know? But I did enjoy them more than I thought I would. I gave this set a 3 out of 5. Next up is Chernobyl, releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, all $34.99. Best Buy will have an exclusive Steelbook, which will include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $39.99. Now, Warner Brothers did send over a copy of Chernobyl for review. I did post an unboxing of this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Chernobyl on my channel. Now, this is an HBO miniseries about the actual Chernobyl nuclear power plant and what happened there. Now, of course, everybody's heard of it, but if you're anything like me, you don't know the details or exactly what happened. And this is a 5-hour, 5-part miniseries covering, I think, pretty much facts. I mean, some of it I think is mainly provided by one person who was involved, because the actual government really kind of denies everything. But I think the stuff is pretty much well known that's in it. So in this one, they talk about the Chernobyl power plant and the explosion and the aftermath. And I would say the majority of it's the aftermath. There's a little bit leading up to it. And then in the final episode, we do get like exactly what happened, because we don't really know through the first 4 episodes what happened there. And then we have kind of the cleanup effort and trials afterwards. And you know, it's a really interesting, like I was really kind of engrossed in this and interested, and it was very interesting information. But I do feel like marathoning the 5 hours might be a mistake. Like I found myself, you know, about halfway through or in the 4th hour or so, just kind of, you know, drifting off a little bit. But it's definitely a very good series, very interesting. For the 4K, you know, I didn't really see anything in this to me that really jumped out to me as great 4K quality. I never did see the Blu-ray version, but the only thing I could think of is maybe there's a lot of dark scenes, a lot of black. Maybe there's a lot of good contrast in this that wasn't in the Blu-ray. But to me, I didn't see anything that jumped out to me as like spectacular 4K picture quality. But a great series if you haven't seen it yet. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Very high rating on that one. Next up is Beverly Hills Cop, releasing on a 4K, Blu-ray, and digital. Amazon and Walmart 1996, Best Buy and Target 1999. Now, Paramount Home Entertainment did send me over a copy of Beverly Hills Cop on 4K for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you like, check that out. Just search for Beverly Hills Cop on my channel. Now, this one is about a cop in Detroit who his friend comes to visit him, and very quickly later he gets killed, and he finds out he was like involved with all this stuff in Beverly Hills. And so against his captain or whatever's orders, he goes to Beverly Hills to find him, and he gets there and immediately gets in trouble. He's introduced to the Beverly Hills police, and you know, they're kind of like, you know, you can't be out here doing this, and they're not really getting along, and you know, he just keeps kind of doing it anyways, and they keep getting mad at him, and it's kind of like this back and forth. And you know what? I mean, this is one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies for sure. You know, the iconic music they had in it. You know, Eddie Murphy has this charisma to him, and I think it really shines in this movie and really this whole franchise. And it's a fun movie. You know, it's got action, it's got comedy, it's got mystery, and it's a really fun movie, guys. I mean, I really love it. The 4K, I was really struggling to see if there was much improvement in the picture quality. I mean, it's an okay picture, but to me, like in certain parts, I just kind of tried to look at it real closely, and to me it didn't really jump out like as super clear or super colorful. And I went and I looked at a review on Blu-ray.com of the 4K, and they seemed to think if you watch specific scenes there'd be some improvement, but overall it didn't seem like they thought there was much improvement in the 4K either. So like I said, I love the movie. I gave the movie a 4 out of 5. I'm not sure that this is really worth a 4K upgrade over the last year's Blu-ray. I don't know if there's another version out there, but last year's Blu-ray looked really good, so I guess that's up to your personal preference. Next up is Coming to America. This one is releasing on a 4K and digital. Amazon and Walmart 1996, Best Buy and Target 1999. It is also releasing on a 4K steelbook, which will include 4K and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart all $24.99. Now, Paramount Home Entertainment did send me over a copy of Coming to America on 4K steelbook for review. Unfortunately, they did not put a Blu-ray in this one. I feel like, you know, when people buy 4Ks, they want a Blu-ray too, because you know, maybe I have a 4K in the living room, but not in the bedroom or in the car or on my laptop or, you know, wherever I want to watch a movie. I feel like there's going to be a lot of locations I want to go where I won't have a Blu-ray or a 4K player available. So unfortunately, they didn't include a Blu-ray as well on this one. So this movie is about this prince of I don't know where, I can't remember where it was. Somewhere in Africa, he's a prince, and he's used to being like pampered, and like they help him go to the bathroom, and they bathe him, and they throw flower petals down on the ground in front of him when he walks, and they basically do everything for him. But he kind of wants to experience life for himself. He doesn't want to be waited on hand and foot, and so he decides he's going to go to America, and he's going to pretend to be poor, and he gets a job at McDowell's, which is like a ripoff of McDonald's, and he meets this girl, and he wants her to fall in love with him for who he is. And so he's like competing with this guy who actually has quite a bit of money, but the whole time he has to just try to pretend he's poor. And he brings Arsenio Hall with him as like his companion on the journey, and he doesn't like pretending he's poor, and he wants to be rich, and all this kind of stuff. And the movie, to me, it's not one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies. Like, it's all right, but I didn't find it to be as funny as a lot of the other stuff he put out, and kind of his charisma doesn't really come through as much in this one. When he's being himself, he is, but when he's pretending to be this other poor person, you just don't see it as much. And while the movie is fun and interesting, like I said, it's not one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies. I thought the 4K quality was pretty good on this one, though. The acid wash denim really popped, and the pink denim, and it was a really nice picture quality on this one for the 4K. But for the movie, I gave this one a 3 out of 5. Next up is Perry Mason, the complete first season, releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, and Walmart, $24.99. Target, no listing. Also releasing on a DVD. Target, $17.99. Amazon and Walmart, $19.96, and Best Buy, $19.99. Now, Warner Brothers did send me over a copy of Perry Mason, the complete first season, for review. I did post an unboxing of this. If you like, check that out. Just search for Perry Mason on my channel. Now, unfortunately, this was the one thing I didn't get to this week, so I will be reviewing this one next week. I did watch the first episode. That's all I got through. I think this was 8 or 10 episodes, something like that. It's about this private detective, and I'm guessing it's nothing like the original Perry Mason. I've never seen it that I remember, but this is from HBO, so it is, sex and violence and swearing, and so, yeah, just be prepared for that. Next up is Popeye. This one's releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Target, $10.96, Amazon and Best Buy, $9.99, and Walmart, no listing. Now, Paramount Home Entertainment did send me over a copy of Popeye for review. I did post an unboxing of this. If you like, check that out. Just search for Popeye on my channel. This one stars Robin Williams as Popeye and Shelley Duvall as Olive Oil, and I was kind of confused like what the story is of this movie. I believe it's just trying to establish like how Popeye and Olive Oil met and how they got sleepy because it's not really their kid, I guess. And I haven't seen the cartoon in many years, but I feel like one of the downfalls of this movie is they tried so hard to maybe imitate the cartoon in the movie, and as a live action, a lot of the cartoon stuff doesn't really make a lot of sense. And so you have Popeye comes to this town, and I don't know if it was like a port town or an island or what, and then he finally reveals he's there to look for his dad, but then he never looks for him. So, okay, and he meets Olive Oil, but she's already engaged to somebody else, and they kind of have like a romance thing that starts up, and for some reason it's a musical, but all the songs are really terrible. Like, they're not catchy, they're not creative, they're just basically, well, like, something's gonna happen, and they're like, oh, the hamburgers here are so good, the hamburgers, like, they just keep saying the same thing over and over. It's not even a song. It's like, the songs were brutal. Like, I did not care for the songs at all. Unfortunately, guys, I think this movie was just one that I didn't care for too much. It isn't a super well-rated movie overall, but I feel like just to me, I didn't find any redeeming qualities to this one. And I don't know if that was really Shelley Duvall singing, but it sounded horrible. Like, I'm not saying I can sing, but I'm also not in a musical. So I don't know if that was like an attempt to replicate Olive Oil, or she's just a bad singer, or whoever was singing was a bad singer, but it just seemed to me like a very poor choice. So I give this one a 2 out of 5. But if you guys are fans of this movie, if you grew up with it, like, I imagine, like, if you were a kid and you saw it when you were younger and you're just kind of nostalgia, the Blu-ray did look pretty good. It was a nice Blu-ray for sure. Very colorful, good clarity on that one. Next up is The Golden Child. This one is releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all $22.99. Now, Paramount Home Entertainment did send me over a copy of The Golden Child for review. I did post an unboxing of this. If you like, check that out. Just search for The Golden Child on my channel. Now, I feel like this one is kind of like one of Eddie Murphy's movies that kind of gets forgot about. Not that it's bad. It's just kind of very different from a lot of things he did, in that it's got like some supernatural kind of stuff going on, and it's a little bit different. I mean, he definitely has his comedy. His charm definitely shines through. But in this one, he's like I feel like a private eye maybe, and he investigates missing children. And this woman comes to him and tells him this child has been taken, and I can't remember where they were from. Tibet, I think it was, and like he's like this spiritual gonna save the world kid or something, and he has these superpowers, and basically a demon kidnaps him and he wants him to corrupt the world, and Eddie Murphy has to go and save the child, the golden child. A very strange sounding movie for sure, but it is very interesting, like, and I think he does a really good job in this movie, and it's definitely a fun movie. Probably not really as funny as a lot of movies he's done, but definitely a fun movie. I definitely have always enjoyed this one. The effects do not hold up. There's some very terrible effects in this one, which I don't know. They seem like they'd have been dated even in their time. I could be wrong, but you know, it really doesn't distract too much from the movie. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. If you haven't seen this one, check it out. The Blu-ray looked good. Definitely a good quality picture on the Blu-ray. Check that one out. Next up is Trading Places, releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all $22.99. Now, Paramount Home Entertainment did send me over a copy of Trading Places for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Trading Places on my channel. Now, I've always been a fan of this movie. You know, I always liked Eddie Murphy, and I'm a big Dan Aykroyd fan, so, you know, I always kind of like this one. It had been quite a few years, though, since I had watched it. If you're not familiar with this, it's kind of like almost like a body swap kind of thing, except for they don't actually swap bodies. Dan Aykroyd's kind of this rich, well-off, like investor or commodities investor. I don't know what you'd call him exactly. And Eddie Murphy's kind of like broke, and I don't know if he's homeless or not. They don't really say, but he just doesn't really have a job or really anything going for him. And then so the two main guys at this firm, they decide, well, what if we switched them? What if we made Dan Aykroyd poor and Eddie Murphy rich? Could Eddie Murphy be successful? And could Dan Aykroyd, like, just fall completely apart and become a crazy person? And so that's what the movie's about. The movie really is not very PC. There's a lot of kind of really offensive language and stuff that happens, but it was a different time then, so I don't know. You gotta give it a pass for that, I guess. I've always really enjoyed this movie, though, and to me, the Blu-ray, I think in parts it looked good, and in parts it didn't look good. Like, I think it's just limitations to the filming process, but I definitely think it's an upgrade over the DVD, so sure to check that out. I give this one a 4 out of 5. You know, it's definitely one of my favorite movies of the era. Next up is Green Eggs and Ham, the complete first season. This one's releasing on a DVD. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target, $11.99. Walmart, $12.96. Now, Warner Brothers did send me over a copy of Green Eggs and Ham, the complete first season, for review. I did post an unboxing of this. If you like to check that out, just search for Green Eggs and Ham on my channel. So this is a cartoon, obviously. I feel like it's probably more geared towards children, but I did definitely find it entertaining. Now, this is a very more modern version of Dr. Seuss in that it's very bright and colorful and clear, but they do keep a very classic Dr. Seuss look to it, and I definitely enjoyed that, kind of an update to a classic is what I would call it. But in this one, there's this guy, I think they just called him Guy, and then Sam I Am, and Sam I Am's abducted a chickaraf, and they're trying to escape with it while these other guys are trying to capture the chickaraf. And it's kind of like an Odd Couple kind of thing where Guy is one way and then Sam I Am is very different, and they kind of clash a lot, but they kind of become friends. And like I said, I thought this was pretty entertaining, probably more aimed towards children, but I think there's something in there for everyone. You know, I did find myself laughing at things that were happening. The episodes are only 20-some minutes each, so not a big investment for each episode. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. Next up is Dune Drifter, releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $9.96, Best Buy, $9.99, and Target, no listing. Now, 4 Digital Media did send me over a copy of Dune Drifter for review. I did post an unboxing of this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Dune Drifter on my channel. So this movie was about sometime in the future. These people were, I don't know what they were doing, but they were basically at war with this alien race for whatever reason. And to me, they went way too long into this, like flying around in the ships, getting in this battle, you know, showing the ships crashing and getting blown up. And like, it just seemed to go on forever. And I was like, is this important to the story? Eventually, one of the ships that has our main character in it crashes onto some alien planet somewhere. I don't know if it's really important where. And her co-pilot gets injured, and they like escape the ship, and they put up this tent, and it has like a artificial atmosphere or oxygen or whatever in it, so they have to stay in there. But she needs to fix the ship or just find some way to get off the planet, so she kind of has to keep running back and forth between the tent and the broken ship, and she's like trying to get it running, and she can't get it running, and then she discovers there's other aliens on the planet that have either landed or crash landed or something, and she kind of has to fight it out with them. Unfortunately, just not a whole lot of really interesting stuff happens in this movie, and it's not a particularly great looking movie. I don't know, I just thought it was pretty average. I gave it 2.5 out of 5. I just feel like there wasn't enough really going on to really keep you interested through the entire runtime of this movie. Next up is Bugs Bunny 8th Anniversary Collection, releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Target, and Walmart, $72.99. Best Buy, $79.99. Next up is The Mission Impossible, the original TV series, releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon and Target, $106.99. Best Buy, $109.99. Walmart, $144.99. Next up is Werewolf, releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon, $17.99. Best Buy, Target, Walmart, no listing. And it's also releasing on a DVD. Amazon, $12.99. Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all no listing. Next up is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, releasing on a 4K Steelbook. It'll include 4K Blu-ray and digital. Best Buy, $24.99, Amazon and Walmart, $27.99, and Target, $29.99. Next up is Leon the Professional, releasing on a 4K Steelbook. It'll include 4K Blu-ray and digital. Best Buy, $24.99, Amazon, Target, and Walmart, all $27.99. Next up is The Rental. Now, I believe I did review this one already. I forgot to look up the score, though. I don't remember being super impressed. Like, I think it was probably slightly better than average on this one, about these people who rent this, like, Airbnb house or whatever, and there's, like, something sinister going on. I don't want to get into it, give away the whole movie, but it will be releasing on a Blu-ray. Best Buy, $15.99, Amazon, Target, and Walmart, $17.99. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon, $9.96, Best Buy, $11.99, Target, $12.99, and Walmart, no listing. So that is it this week, guys. I had a ton of movies to watch. I'm not sure if there's a lot next week, but I do have Blade and Perry Mason to catch up on. There's going to be The Godfather, Coda, Possessor, Collateral. I can't remember if there's anything else, but if you guys picked anything up this week, or if you guys have any thoughts on these movies, love to hear them down in the comment section below. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, check the videos, and I'll see you guys next time.